Hi and welcome to the Geek Legion of Doom. This is the B-movie review and I'll be having a look at The Jungle. Now this movie is released in 2014 here in the UK, but I believe it was released in 2013 in the States. And this movie is directed by Andrew, and I may pronounce his name wrong, Traucki, and he directed Blackwater and the Reef. And I was a big fan of Blackwater, so I was quite intrigued to sort of see this movie. Now, Blackwater and the Reef are kind of what you would consider probably creature feature movies, but they're based on existing animals, obviously crocodile and shark, respectively, ultimately. And this is a kind of more of a sort of science fiction / horror film with a kind of mysterious sort of creature living in the jungle. Now, this film is actually a found footage film, and basically the premise is you've got two brothers who are kind of trying to find this kind of very rare sort of breed of leopard in the kind of Indonesian jungle and sort of tag it for sort of conservation reasons. And they hire these sort of two local Indonesian men to kind of try and help them sort of track down this this kind of elusive leopard. And basically 90% of this movie is them trudging through the jungle, sort of trying to find evidence of this leopard. And that literally is 90% of this film. And then we have apart from the kind of like an intro at the beginning, we have maybe sort of 10-15 minutes at the end where sort of things start to get sort of hairy and they're sort of attacked by sort of this mysterious creature. Now throughout the movie there's kind of hints that obviously there's sort of something sort of unseen within the kind of like the jungle, but they just assume it's kind of a leopard. This film is very sort of stereotypical of a found footage film in the fact that you'll see virtually nothing of the creature. The creature you'll probably see on the screen for 5 seconds maybe, and that's literally about it. And it's very, very quick and kind of overexposed, night vision, that sort of thing. Now, if you have a look at the cover of the UK DVD sleeve here, it looks like it's this big, hulking, sort of gorilla-like monster. That ain't it. That ain't the film movie. Neither is this military-looking guy on the cover here. He ain't in this film either. So unfortunately, this is one of these movies where it's kind of been maybe oversold somewhat on the kind of the marketing. Looks a lot like Predator on the packet here. The truth be told, the actual monster is actually quite disappointing. Now, as I say, you don't really see it very, very closely, but when you do see it, basically, it looks like someone in a kind of an ape costume or a kind of werewolf costume or something. So there you go. So now, I guess it's kind of, you could say it's suspenseful. Certainly, this last 15 minutes of it are. But to be honest, it's such a slow build-up to that point. It gets quite boring. And the main character, Larry, who's kind of the guy spearheading this sort of expedition, is ultimately a bit of an asshole as well. He's very, very disrespectful to the two Indonesian men that are kind of helping him and kind of their traditions and their beliefs and stuff like that, which I was, quite surprised at if he's meant to be this kind of conservationist, if that makes sense. And the acting wasn't too bad, especially I have to say from the Indonesian cast, who seems quite authentic here. But overall, it was a disappointing film. There's not a lot to it. It is literally, as I say, 90% of this film is just kind of people just walking through the jungle and kind of bickering with each other about one thing or another. And then we have maybe sort of 10-15 minutes of kind of horror, so to speak, at the end, and maybe 5 seconds of creature on film. So I have to say I was disappointed with this movie. It's not nearly as good as the other two movies that this guy's directed. So I'm going to give this film a 3.5 out of 10. Have you seen it? What did you think of it? Leave me a comment. I'll look forward to you next time. Bye for now.